The day crew sealed the airlock hours ago. Now the station moves to its own quieter pace, measured in instrument readings and the patient work of maintenance. Tonight we arrive at the diamond-quake monitors on 55 Cancri. Let the hum of the station soften around you. Sink gently beneath the blankets. The stars can keep watch while you rest. Let your mind float free of the day. This is Orbital Nights. Let us begin. The station hums, a low, steady vibration that settles deep in the bones of the structure. Here, in the quiet dark of the orbital monitoring station, the night shift begins, not with a roar, but with a soft, rhythmic pulse of light. We are suspended high above the planet 55 Cancri, a world of carbon and fire, where the air itself is heavy with the weight of ancient heat. Outside the reinforced glass, the planet looms, a dark and bruised violet, streaked with the angry orange of molten rivers. It is a world that should not exist, yet here it is, spinning in its tight, frantic orbit around the star we call Copernicus. The gravitational pull is immense, a silent tug-of-war that stretches the planet's crust until it screams in the language of seismic waves. On my console, the needles are steady, for now tracing thin glowing lines across the dark glass. These are the heartbeats of a world made of diamond and graphite, where the pressure is so great that the very rocks are forged into something harder than anything we know on Earth. We call them diamond-quakes, the sudden, sharp fractures of deep, subterranean crystal layers. I adjust the cooling flow to the primary sensors, hearing the faint hiss of liquid nitrogen moving through the pipes. The sound is a comfort, a reminder of the thin line between the frozen void of space and the blistering heat of the world below. Everything in this station is designed for silence, for the careful observation of things that cannot be seen, only felt through the sensitive instruments. In the mess hall, the air smells faintly of recycled ozone and the toasted scent of synthetic coffee. It is empty this hour, the tables polished to a dull sheen, reflecting the soft blue glow of the overhead emergency lights. Most of the crew is asleep, tucked into their narrow bunks, while the station keeps its lonely watch over the burning jewel in the dark. I take a slow breath, feeling the cool air fill my lungs as the recycler cycles once more. It is a slow mechanical rhythm, a mechanical breathing that mirrors my own. There is a peace here in the isolation, a sense of being at the very edge of human reach, where the only company is the data, and the distant flickering light of stars. 55 Cancri is nearly twice the size of our homeworld, but its density is a mystery we are only beginning to solve. It is a place of extremes where the dayside temperature reaches over 2,000 degrees and the nightside is a frozen desert of carbon soot. We sit at the transition point, the twilight zone, where the shadows are long and the light is always dim. I watch a single data point drift across the screen, a minor tremor deep within the southern hemisphere. It is a small shift, a settling of the lattice, but it releases more energy than 1,000 storms. The planet is alive in its own geological way, constantly reshaping itself under the relentless pressure of its own gravity. There is a history here written in the layers of the crust, a story of a world that was once perhaps like our own, before it was stripped bare by the heat of its sun. Now it is a skeleton of a planet, a core of diamond wrapped in a shroud of graphite and silicate vapor. We are the historians of its demise, the watchers of its slow, crystalline decay. I move to the observation deck, where the floor-to-ceiling windows offer a view of the horizon. The curve of the planet is sharp and clear against the blackness, a thin line of atmosphere, glowing like a neon wire. It is a fragile thing, this outpost, a small bubble of life held together by steel, and the will to understand the incomprehensible. The station's rotation is slow, a majestic, heavy turn that brings the star Copernicus into view. It is a blinding point of light, even through the heavy filters, a constant reminder of the power that drives the tides of this world. The light catches the edges of the station's solar arrays, turning them into wings of gold against the velvet dark. I hear the soft click of the magnetic boots as a maintenance drone moves along the outer hull. It is a lonely sound, a metallic tapping that echoes through the vents, like a ghost in the machine. It is performing its routine checks, ensuring that the radiation shielding remains intact against the solar wind. In the silence, I can almost hear the planet, a deep subsonic groan that vibrates through the station's frame. It is the sound of carbon being crushed into new forms, of mountains of diamond grinding against one another in the dark. It is a symphony of pressure, a quiet, violent process that has been ongoing for billions of years. I return to my seat, the leather creaking softly as I settle back into the glow of the monitors. The shift is long, but it is never dull for those who know how to listen to the whispers of the earth. Every spike on the graph is a story. Every dip in the power levels is a breath taken by the station itself. We have identified over 400 distinct seismic zones, each with its own character, its own signature. Some are sharp and percussive, like the snapping of a giant wire, while others are long and rolling, like the swell of a heavy sea. We map them all, building a digital model of a world we can never touch, but only observe from this safe, cold distance. I record the latest readings, my fingers moving slowly over the haptic interface. The feedback is subtle, a tiny vibration that tells me the data is being saved to the primary core. It is a satisfying task, the orderly collection of chaos, the turning of raw energy into neat rows of numbers and light. Sometimes I wonder what it would be like to stand on that surface, shielded by some impossible technology, to walk among the pillars of diamond and see the sky filled with the fire of Copernicus. But then I look at the sensors and see the reality of the heat, and I am glad for the cold steel and the recycled air of my orbital home. The station's clock chimes, a soft melodic tone that marks the passing of another hour. It is 3 in the morning, ship time, the deepest part of the night when the mind begins to wander into the vastness of the void. I check the life support levels, seeing the green bars, steady and full, a silent promise of safety. As the primary sensor array recalibrates, we turn our attention toward the deeper, subterranean echoes of the planet's core. The sensors hum, a low rhythmic vibration that resonates through the floor beneath my feet. It is the sound of the deep-range scanners, reaching out across the void, to touch the heart of the planet. We are looking for the resonance of the liquid carbon core, a place where the pressure is so great that the very laws of physics begin to twist. The data flows in, a river of pale blue light cascading down the glass walls of the primary laboratory. Each stream of information represents a different layer of the crust, from the molten silicate surface to the crystalline depths. I watch as the patterns emerge, the jagged peaks of a quake, followed by the long, slow decay of the aftershocks. It is a delicate balance, keeping the station tuned to these frequencies. If we are off by even a fraction of a hertz, the signal is lost, swallowed by the roar of the solar wind. I adjust the manual overrides, feeling the resistance of the dials as they click into place. It is a tactile connection, a way to feel the pulse of the machine as it works. In the corner of the room, the environmental recycler cycles, a soft, rushing sound, like the wind through distant trees. It is a comforting noise, a reminder that we are enclosed in a bubble of life amidst the vacuum. The air is crisp, with the faint scent of ozone and the earthy musk of the hydroponic gardens 3 levels below. I look out the main port, seeing the curve of the planet as it passes through the terminator line. The day side is a blinding white, a sea of molten glass and liquid minerals that reflects the fire of Copernicus. But on the night side, the world is dark, save for the faint red glow of the lava rivers that crisscross the surface, like veins in a giant hand. This is where the quakes are most frequent, along the cooling edges of the tectonic plates. The diamond mantle, rigid and unyielding, resists the pull of the star until it can no longer hold. Then it snaps, a clean, sharp break that sends shockwaves rippling through the entire world. We call these events the songs of the deep, for they have a musical quality, a series of harmonic tones that can be heard if you have the right ears. I move to the secondary console, where the gravimetric sensors are housed. These instruments measure the tiny fluctuations in the planet's gravity field, caused by the movement of mass deep beneath the surface. It is a slow, methodical process, requiring patience and a steady hand. I check the calibration, ensuring that the superconducting magnets are cooled to the precise temperature of 2 degrees above absolute zero. The liquid helium flows through the pipes with a faint metallic hiss. It is the lifeblood of the station, the coolant that allows our most sensitive instruments to function in this extreme environment. I can feel the cold radiating from the housing, a sharp contrast to the warmth of the control room. It is a reminder of the extremes that define our existence here, the constant tension between the heat of the star and the cold of the void. I record a series of readings, noting a slight increase in the gravitational pull near the northern pole. It is a subtle change, perhaps the sign of a new magma chamber forming deep within the crust. I flag the data for the morning shift, a small gift for the geologists who will spend their day dissecting the numbers I have gathered in the night. There is a quiet dignity in this work, a sense of being a witness to the slow, majestic processes of the universe. We are not here to change this world, but simply to observe it, to learn its secrets, and to understand our place within its grand design. The station is our sanctuary, a tiny island of order in a sea of beautiful, terrifying chaos. I take a moment to rest, leaning back against the cool metal wall. I close my eyes and listen to the station breathe. I can hear the hum of the power conduits, the soft whir of the cooling fans, and the distant muffled sounds of the rest of the crew as they sleep. It is a symphony of technology, a testament to human ingenuity and our desire to reach out into the unknown. I think of the explorers who first came to this system decades ago. They were brave souls who left behind the familiar comforts of Earth to build a new life among the stars. Their legacy is all around us, in the sturdy walls of the habitat, the complex systems of the life support, and the very air we breathe. We are the keepers of their dream, the guardians of this lonely outpost at the edge of the galaxy. The station's internal clock marks the passing of the half-hour. The light in the room shifts to a deeper shade of blue, signaling the start of the late watch cycle. It is a time for reflection, for quiet thought, and for the slow, deliberate work that keeps the station running. I check the status of the outer hull, seeing that the radiation levels are within the safe range. A light dusting of micrometeoroids pings against the station's skin, a sound like sand hitting a tin roof. It is a common occurrence, the result of the station's path through the debris field left behind by a passing comet. The shielding is thick, designed to withstand much larger impacts, but the sound remains, a gentle reminder of the environment we inhabit. I return to the seismic monitors, noticing a new pattern emerging on the screen. It is a series of low-frequency vibrations originating from the very center of the planet. These are the core tones, the deepest sounds that the planet can make. They are rare and always significant, a signal that something is shifting in the heart of the world. I adjust the filters, trying to isolate the signal from the background noise of the station. The sound becomes clearer, a deep, resonant thrum, like the low note of an organ in a vast cathedral. It is a hauntingly beautiful sound, a vibration that seems to bypass the ears and goes straight to the soul. I record it, knowing that this data will be studied for years to come. As I work, I feel a sense of peace wash over me. The worries of the day, the small frustrations and the lingering doubts, all seem to fade away in the presence of this ancient planetary voice. It is a reminder that we are part of something much larger than ourselves, a cosmic dance that has been going on for billions of years. The station continues its slow rotation, and the view through the observation port changes once again. The planet's horizon is now a thin line of fire, as the star Copernicus begins to rise over the edge of the world. The light is soft and golden, at this distance, casting long shadows across the control room. It is the start of a new day, for the planet below, though for us, the night continues. I check the power distribution, seeing that the solar arrays are beginning to track the sun. They move with a slow, mechanical grace, their motors whispering in the silence of the hull. The energy they collect will power the station through the next cycle, charging the massive batteries and keeping the life support systems humming along. I feel a wave of tiredness, a gentle pull towards sleep as the long hours of the shift begin to take their toll. But there is still work to be done, more data to collect, and more secrets to uncover. I take a deep breath, the cool air filling my lungs, and turn my attention back to the monitors. As the shadow of the planet's massive moon begins to cross our path, the light in the observation deck shifts to a deep, bruised purple. This purple light spills across the floor like a slow-moving liquid, pooling in the recesses of the deck plating. It is a quiet time, a moment when the station seems to hold its breath, caught between the glare of the star and the deep shadow of the moon. I leave the observation deck, my boots making a soft, rhythmic thud against the padded floor of the transit corridor. The walls here are lined with conduits and bundles of fiber optic cables, the nervous system of our home carrying data and power to the furthest reaches of the hull. I pass the door to the secondary sensor array, where the equipment hums with a slightly higher pitch. Here, the machines are working hard, processing the influx of data from the planetary surface. The diamond-quakes are becoming more frequent now, a sign that the planet's mantle is undergoing a period of intense stress. On the monitors, I see the jagged lines of the seismic graphs, tracing the movement of the massive carbon plates deep beneath the crust. It is a violent process occurring millions of miles away, yet here it is translated into light and sound and mathematics. I stop for a moment to check the thermal regulators, the small screens glowing with a soft green light. The temperature of the station must be kept within a very narrow range to protect the sensitive instruments and the fragile life it contains. I listen to the sound of the coolant flowing through the pipes, a gentle rushing noise like a distant waterfall. It is a comforting sound, a reminder that the systems are functioning as they should, keeping us safe in the cold vacuum of space. Further down the corridor, I reach the seismic laboratory, a room filled with the soft blue glow of holographic displays. These images show the internal structure of the planet, a complex lattice of carbon and silicate, shifting and cracking under the immense pressure. I see the points where the diamond-quakes originate, glowing embers of energy that ripple outward through the crystalline rock. It is a beautiful and terrifying sight, a glimpse into the raw power of a world in constant flux. I adjust the focus of one of the displays, zooming in on a particularly active region near the planet's equator. The quakes here are producing a series of subharmonic resonances, vibrations that travel through the very core of the world. These are the sounds I heard earlier, the core tones, that seem to speak of ancient things. I spend some time analyzing the frequency patterns, looking for any signs of a larger event. But the data remains steady, a rhythmic pulsing that suggests a state of equilibrium. In the corner of the lab, a small printer is slowly producing a physical record of the day's findings. The paper slides out with a soft mechanical whir, the lines of data crisp and clear. I pick it up, feeling the slight warmth of the ink, a tangible connection to the abstract world of the monitors. It is a small thing, but in the isolation of the station, these physical objects take on a greater significance. They are anchors, keeping us grounded in a world of light and shadow. I move toward the hydroponics bay, the air becoming noticeably more humid and rich with the scent of damp earth. This is one of my favorite places, on the station, a green sanctuary in the middle of the industrial landscape. The plants here are specially bred to thrive in low gravity, their leaves broad and flat to capture as much light as possible. They are bathed in a soft violet glow from the overhead lamps, creating an atmosphere that is both alien and familiar. I walk along the rows of growing trays, my fingers brushing against the soft leaves of a fern. The plants are quiet, of course, but they have a presence, a sense of life that is palpable. They are our companions in this lonely outpost, providing us with oxygen and food and a sense of connection to the world we left behind. I check the nutrient levels in the water tanks, the liquid clear and cool as it circulates through the system. The sound of the water is a steady, rhythmic pulse, a heartbeat for the garden. I find a small bench tucked away in a corner and sit for a moment, letting the peace of the bay wash over me. The worries of the station, the technical glitches, and the constant monitoring all seem to fade away, replaced by the simple, quiet reality of growth. It is a reminder that even in the harshest environments, life finds a way to endure. As I sit, I notice a small insect, a tiny metallic blue beetle crawling across a leaf. It is a part of the closed ecosystem we have created here, a small but vital link in the chain of life. I watch it move its tiny legs, navigating the complex terrain of the leaf's surface. It is a marvel of engineering, a living machine that is perfectly adapted to its world. I feel a sense of wonder at the complexity of it all, the intricate dance of biology and technology. I eventually stand and make my way back to the main corridor, the transition from the garden to the station, a sharp reminder of our reality. The air becomes drier, the light more clinical, and the hum of the machines more insistent. I head toward the gravity well recalibration station, a small room located near the center of the habitat ring. Here, the forces of gravity are constantly adjusted to maintain a comfortable and stable environment. The controls are complex, a series of sliders and dials that require a delicate touch. I make a few minor adjustments, feeling the subtle shift in the weight of my body as the gravity settles. It is a strange sensation, a reminder that our world is a construct, a fragile bubble of life suspended in the void. We are the architects of our own reality, constantly fine-tuning the environment to suit our needs. I check the data logs for the gravity systems, seeing that they have been remarkably stable over the last several cycles. This is a good sign, a testament to the skill of the engineers who designed and built the station. They created a world that is both robust and elegant, a machine that is also a home. I feel a sense of pride in being a part of this endeavor, a small cog in a vast and complex machine. I move on to the data storage banks, the heart of the station's information network. The room is cold, the air chilled to protect, the massive servers that store every bit of data we collect. The walls are lined with towers of blinking lights, a constant flicker of blue and white that represents the flow of information. It is a silent and powerful place, a cathedral of knowledge that holds the secrets of the planet below. I stand in the center of the room, listening to the soft hum of the cooling fans. It is a white noise, a steady vibration that seems to fill the air. I think about the vast amount of data stored here, the millions of observations, the complex simulations, and the personal logs of the crew. It is a collective memory, a record of our time here and our efforts to understand the universe. I leave the storage banks and head toward the crew quarters, the lights dimming as I enter the residential zone. This part of the station is designed for comfort, with soft lighting and acoustic dampening to ensure a peaceful environment. I pass the small dining nook where a half-finished cup of tea sits on a table, a silent reminder of a colleague's presence. It is a domestic scene, a touch of the ordinary in an extraordinary place. I reach my own quarters, a small but cozy space filled with personal mementos and a comfortable bed. I do not go inside yet, instead continuing down to the end of the corridor where a large porthole looks out into the void. The moon has moved on, and the stars are now a brilliant tapestry of light against the blackness. I see the distant glow of other colonies, small sparks of light in the vast darkness. I spend a few minutes just looking out, letting the scale of the universe sink in. It is a humbling experience, a reminder of our smallness and our insignificance. Yet, at the same time, it is a source of inspiration, a call to explore and to understand. We are the observers, the ones who give meaning to the silent reaches of space. Our presence here is a testament to our curiosity and our resilience. I turn away from the window and begin the walk back to the control room. The shift is not yet over, and there is still data to be processed and systems to be monitored. But I feel refreshed, the quiet moments of reflection giving me the energy to continue. The station hums around me, a familiar and comforting sound, the sound of home in the middle of the stars. As I re-enter the main command center, the screens are filled with new data from the seismic arrays. A large diamond-quake has just occurred, its signature a massive spike on the monitors. It is a powerful event, one that will provide a wealth of new information about the planet's interior. I sit down at my console, my fingers moving across the keys as I begin to analyze the new data. The work continues, the slow and steady process of discovery as the station carries us forward into the night. The data begins to stream in, a flood of information that will take hours to decode. But for now, the steady rhythm of the station provides a sense of calm as we prepare for the next phase of the observation cycle. The seismic signature of the diamond-quake continues to unfold across the main display, like a slow-moving river of light. Each peak in the graph represents a massive release of energy, deep within the mantle of the planet below. It is a strange thought to imagine a world where the very ground is made of compressed carbon, shifting and cracking under the heat of a nearby star. I watch the lines as they begin to stabilize the initial shock, giving way to a series of aftershocks that ripple through the planet's crust. I adjust the filters on the seismic array, narrowing the focus to the secondary wave patterns. These waves, traveling through the denser layers of the interior, carry with them the secrets of the planet's formation. I can see the reflections of the seismic energy bouncing off the core mantle boundary, a sharp transition between the molten interior and the solid diamond shell. It is a delicate process of interpretation, requiring a steady hand and a patient mind as I tease out the details from the background noise. Outside the station, the radiator panels are glowing with a faint amber light as they shed the excess heat generated by the massive data processing required for this analysis. The thermal management systems are working at peak efficiency. The hum of the coolant pumps, a constant reassuring presence in the background. I can feel the slight vibration through the floor of the command deck, a reminder of the immense power that keeps this station functioning in the harsh environment of orbit. I move to a smaller terminal where the data from the surface probes is being compiled. These small robotic landers, hardened against the extreme heat and pressure of the planet's surface, are our eyes and ears on the ground. They have recorded the sound of the quake, a deep, resonant booming that would be deafening to human ears. Here, in the quiet of the station, it is translated into a visual representation, a series of pulses that dance across the screen in time with the data stream. One of the landers, located near the equator, reports a significant shift in the local topography. A new ridge has formed, a jagged wall of diamond thrust upward by the force of the quake. I mark the coordinates for future study, a new landmark on a world that is constantly changing. It is a reminder of the dynamic nature of the universe and the endless possibilities for discovery that await us in the depths of space. I take a moment to look out of the main observation window at the planet below. It is a dark, brooding sphere, its surface hidden beneath a thick atmosphere of silicates and carbon. Yet, I know that beneath that veil a world of incredible beauty and complexity exists. The light of the star Copernicus catches the edge of the planet's atmosphere, creating a thin, brilliant arc of light that seems to glow with an inner fire. I think about the scientists who first theorized the existence of diamond planets many decades ago. Their work, once considered speculative, has become the foundation of our current understanding of the cosmos. We are standing on the shoulders of giants, continuing the work of exploration and discovery that has defined our species for generations. It is a humbling thought to be a part of this long tradition of inquiry. I return to the console and begin the process of cross-referencing the seismic data with the orbital gravity maps. By comparing the two, I can create a more accurate model of the planet's internal structure. It is a slow and meticulous task, requiring a high degree of precision. But the results will be invaluable for our ongoing mission. I find a quiet satisfaction in the work, the steady rhythm of the analysis, providing a sense of purpose and direction. The station's internal clock indicates that it is now the middle of the night cycle. Most of the crew are asleep, their dreams filled with the quiet hum of the station and the distant light of the stars. I am alone in the command center, the only one awake to witness the unfolding drama of the diamond-quake. It is a solitary existence at times, but one that I have come to cherish. The quiet moments of the night shift allow for a deeper level of reflection and connection with the universe. I notice a small anomaly in the data from the northern hemisphere, a series of low-frequency vibrations that do not match the typical profile of a diamond-quake. I zoom in on the signal, trying to isolate the source. It is a steady, rhythmic pulsing, almost like a heartbeat coming from deep within the crust. I record the signal for further analysis, wondering if it could be a sign of some as yet undiscovered geological process. I decide to take a short break and walk down to the station's geology lab. The lab is a quiet, dimly lit space, filled with specialized equipment for analyzing planetary samples. I pass a series of glass cases containing fragments of synthetic diamonds and other high-pressure minerals created in the lab to simulate the conditions on the planet's surface. They sparkle in the low light, a testament to the incredible pressures and temperatures that exist in the heart of a diamond world. I sit down at a workbench and examine a small fragment of what we believe to be crustal material from the planet. It is a dark, crystalline substance, incredibly hard and dense. I run my fingers over its surface, feeling the cold, smooth texture of the mineral. It is a piece of another world, a tangible connection to the vastness of the cosmos. I spend a few minutes just looking at it, letting my mind wander over the billions of years of history that it represents. The lab is silent, except for the soft whir of a nearby centrifuge. I find a sense of peace in this quiet space, surrounded by the tools of my trade. It is a place of learning and discovery, where the mysteries of the universe are slowly unraveled, one observation at a time. I feel a deep sense of gratitude for the opportunity to be here, to contribute in some small way to our understanding of the world around us. I head back toward the command center, passing through the drone bay on the way. The bay is filled with small hexagonal drones, docked in their charging racks like a hive of robotic bees. These drones are used for a variety of tasks, from repairing the station's exterior to deploying sensors on the planet's surface. They are a vital part of our operations. Their silent, tireless work, ensuring the safety and success of our mission. I watch as one of the drones is prepared for launch, its sleek, metallic body reflecting the soft blue lights of the bay. It is a marvel of engineering, designed to withstand the extreme conditions of space and the planet's atmosphere. I think about the people who designed and built these machines, their skill and dedication making our work here possible. It is a collaborative effort involving thousands of people across the solar system. I reach the command center and find that the seismic activity has begun to subside. The graphs on the screen are returning to their baseline levels, the planet's interior, settling back into its usual state of high-pressure equilibrium. I begin to finalize the report on the quake, summarizing the key findings and identifying areas for future study. It has been a productive shift, and I feel a sense of accomplishment as I complete the task. I take one last look at the planet before I prepare to hand over the shift to my colleague. The sun Copernicus is now fully visible, its bright white light illuminating the planet's limb and casting long shadows across the station's hull. It is a beautiful sight, a reminder of the power and majesty of the stars. I feel a sense of awe every time I see it, a reminder of our place in the grand scheme of things. I turn my attention to the secondary cooling loops, ensuring that the surge of data processing has not overtaxed the station's thermal management systems. The levels are stable, the fluid moving smoothly through the pipes, carrying away the heat of our discoveries. I prepare the briefing notes for the next shift, detailing the anomaly in the northern hemisphere and the new ridge near the equator. The work continues, a never-ending cycle of observation and analysis, as we strive to understand the secrets of the diamond world. The transition between shifts is a quiet affair, marked only by the soft chime of the terminal and the low murmur of voices in the hallway. I step out of the command center into the long, curving corridor of the habitation ring. The air here feels slightly cooler against my skin, carrying the faint recycled scent of ozone and sterile metal. I hear the distant, steady thrum of the life support systems, a low-frequency vibration that one eventually stops hearing, but always feels in the soles of their boots. My footsteps are muffled by the soft industrial carpeting that lines the walkway designed to dampen sound during the station's night cycle. Most of the crew is currently asleep, their presence felt only in the soft, rhythmic pulsing of the status lights outside each cabin door. I walk slowly, allowing my mind to decompress from the hours of monitoring the planet's turbulent interior. The data from the last diamond-quake still flickers in my mind's eye, a series of sharp peaks and valleys representing the movement of a world made of crystal. I pass by a small observation port and pause for a moment to look out at the planet below. 55 Cancri is a dark, brooding presence, its surface obscured by a thick, hazy atmosphere of carbon and silicate. From this vantage point, I can see the terminator line, where the blinding light of Copernicus gives way to the deep, velvety blackness of the night side. It is a world of extremes, where the pressure is so great that carbon is forged into vast subterranean forests of diamond. I continue my walk, heading toward the hydroponics bay, a place I often visit when I need to reconnect with something living and green. The entrance is marked by a heavy, airtight door that slides open with a soft pneumatic hiss. Inside, the air is thick and humid, smelling of damp earth and growing things. It is a stark contrast to the dry, sterile environment of the rest of the station, a small oasis of life in the cold vacuum of space. The plants are bathed in a soft blue spectrum light that mimics the early morning sun of Earth. Rows of lettuce, kale, and herbs grow in tiered vertical racks, their roots submerged in a nutrient-rich circulating mist. I walk among the rows, listening to the gentle, rhythmic sound of the misting system, a soothing white noise that helps to settle my thoughts. It is a reminder of the fragility of our existence here and the care we must take to sustain it. I find a small wooden bench tucked away in a corner and sit down for a moment. This wood was brought from Earth, a rare and precious commodity in a world of steel and carbon fiber. It feels warm and solid beneath my hands, a tangible connection to the home we left behind. I close my eyes and breathe in the scent of the plants, letting the peace of the garden wash over me. The quakes and the pressure and the vast empty spaces feel far away for a brief moment. I think about the complexity of the systems that keep us alive, the delicate balance of chemistry and physics that allows us to breathe and eat and work in this hostile environment. It is a testament to human ingenuity and our relentless drive to explore the unknown. We are a long way from the forests of Earth, but here in this small pressurized bubble, we have created a world of our own. The plants don't know they are orbiting a diamond world. They simply grow toward the light, as they have done for millions of years. I stand up and make my way back to the corridor, the heavy door closing behind me with a final, solid thud. I head toward the crew lounge, a communal space where we gather to eat and relax and share stories. At this hour it is mostly empty, the large, comfortable chairs and low tables casting long shadows across the floor. A single dim light glows over the coffee station where the smell of roasted beans lingers in the air. I dispense a cup of warm, synthesized tea, the liquid, dark and fragrant in my hands. I take a seat by the large floor-to-ceiling window that looks out over the station's exterior spine. I can see the long metallic arms of the docking bays and the glowing blue thrusters of a small maintenance drone as it moves slowly along the hull. The station is a city in miniature, a complex web of modules and corridors, all held together by the strength of our collective will. I watch as the drone disappears behind a large communication dish, its light fading into the darkness. The stars are bright and steady here, without the interference of an atmosphere to make them twinkle. They look like scattered diamonds on a bed of black velvet, a reminder of the vastness and the beauty of the universe. I feel small in the face of such scale, but also strangely connected to it all, as if I am a part of the stars themselves. My thoughts drift back to the diamond quakes and the strange rhythmic patterns we have been observing. There is a music to the planet's interior, a deep, resonant hum that speaks of forces beyond our comprehension. We are only beginning to understand the language of this world, to translate the vibrations of its crystal heart into something we can recognize. It is a slow and painstaking process, but one that fills me with a sense of wonder and purpose. I take a sip of my tea, the warmth spreading through my chest. I think about the generations of scientists and explorers who came before us, who looked up at the stars and wondered what was out there. We are the beneficiaries of their curiosity, the ones who get to see the things they only imagined. It is a privilege and a responsibility, one that I do not take lightly. Every data point, every observation is a piece of a much larger puzzle. I notice a slight flicker in the station's lights, a brief, momentary dip in power. It is a common occurrence, the result of the station's massive solar arrays adjusting their position to catch the light of Copernicus. I wait for the lights to stabilize, the soft amber glow returning to its usual steady state. The station is constantly moving, constantly adjusting to the ever-changing conditions of its orbit. It is a dance of precision and grace, performed in the silence of the void. I finish my tea and set the cup on the table, the small clinking sound echoing in the quiet room. I feel a sense of weariness beginning to settle in my bones, the long hours of the shift finally catching up with me. It is time to head to my quarters, to find some rest before the cycle begins again. I walk back through the habitation ring, the silence of the night cycle, feeling heavy and comfortable around me. I pass the entrance to the station's library, a small, quiet space filled with digital archives and a few rare physical books. I think about the wealth of knowledge contained within those walls, the history of our species and the discoveries we have made. It is a place of reflection and study, a sanctuary for the mind in the midst of our technical work. I promise myself that I will spend some time there tomorrow, perhaps to read about the early days of interstellar travel. I reach my cabin, and the door slides open with a soft, familiar hum. The room is small but efficient, with a comfortable bed, a small desk, and a viewport that looks out at the stars. I sit on the edge of the bed for a moment, listening to the quiet of the room. It is a space that is entirely mine, a small private corner in the middle of the vast public station. I feel a sense of peace here, a feeling of being home. I take off my boots and set them neatly by the door, the simple routine helping to ground me. I look out the viewport one last time at the distant, flickering lights of the other stations in the cluster. We are not alone out here, but part of a larger community of explorers and pioneers. We are all linked together by our shared mission and our shared dreams of the future. The darkness of space is not empty, but filled with the light of our ambition. I lie back on the bed and close my eyes, the soft, rhythmic sound of my own breathing blending with the hum of the station. I think about the diamond world below us, its crystal heart beating with the slow, steady rhythm of the quakes. It is a world of secrets and mysteries waiting to be uncovered. I feel a sense of anticipation for the work that lies ahead, for the discoveries we have yet to make. As I drift toward sleep, my mind wanders back to the archives and the quiet of the library. I find myself standing before the heavy reinforced door of the sensory deprivation chamber, where the silence is absolute. The door of the sensory chamber is thick and heavy, designed to block every vibration and every stray photon. I step inside, and the transition is immediate, the hum of the station falling away into a void of absolute stillness. Here the only sound is the rhythmic thrumming of my own pulse, a steady reminder of life in the vacuum. I settle into the padded, reclining chair, letting the darkness wrap around me like a soft, heavy shroud. This is where we listen to the deepest secrets of the planet below, the frequencies that cannot be heard by the human ear, but can be felt through the soul. I reach out and touch the console, my fingers finding the familiar tactile ridges in the dark. The interface is haptic, translating the seismic data from the surface of 55 Cancri E into subtle vibrations that ripple through the chair. It is a strange and beautiful sensation, like the purr of a massive sleeping animal. I close my eyes and let the data wash over me, the slow grinding of the diamond crust, telling a story of immense pressure and ancient heat. Each pulse is a quake, a shifting of the crystalline plates miles beneath the surface. There is a specific rhythm to this world, a cadence that is entirely its own. It is not the chaotic rattling of a tectonic event on Earth, but a sharp, clean ringing like a hammer striking a massive glass bell. The sound travels through the dense carbon lattice of the planet, echoing in the silence of the sensory chamber. I can feel the magnitude of the energy being released, a power that is both terrifying and awe-inspiring. It is the sound of a world being forged and refined in the furnace of its own gravity. I adjust the filters on the console, narrowing the focus to the deep mantle sensors. These instruments are located in the most stable parts of the station, buried deep within the reinforced core. They are capable of detecting the slightest tremor, the tiniest fracture in the diamond crust, thousands of miles away. I feel a low, resonant hum, a vibration that seems to settle in my very bones. It is the sound of the planet's core, a massive, swirling mass of liquid carbon and iron, moving with the slow, steady weight of eternity. I think about the scientists who first proposed the existence of this world, the theories and calculations that led us here. They could only imagine the beauty and the violence of a planet made of diamond. Now we are here, witnessing it, feeling it in the quiet of our orbital home. It is a testament to our curiosity and our drive to understand the universe around us. We are the listeners, the watchers in the dark, recording the heartbeat of a world that is as alien as it is magnificent. I spend a long time in the sensory chamber, lost in the rhythms of the planet. It is a form of meditation, a way to connect with something much larger than myself. The worries and the stresses of the day seem to fade away replaced by a sense of profound peace. In this darkness there is no time, no schedule, only the slow, steady pulse of the diamond world. I feel as though I am floating in the void, suspended between the station and the planet below. Eventually, I feel the need to move, to return to the light and the hum of the station. I slowly sit up, my movements deliberate and quiet in the stillness. I touch the console one last time, feeling the final, lingering vibrations of a distant quake. It is a quiet farewell, a promise to return and listen again. I stand up and walk toward the door, the heavy metal handle feeling cool and solid in my hand. As I step back into the corridor, the ambient sounds of the station rush to meet me. The soft whirring of the air recycles the distant chime of a terminal, the low, steady hum of the power grid. It is a familiar and comforting symphony, the sound of our technological cocoon. I walk slowly down the hall, my footsteps muffled by the soft composite flooring. The station is in its night cycle, the lights dimmed to a soft amber glow. I pass the entrance to the hydroponics bay and catch the faint, sweet scent of damp earth and growing things. It is a stark contrast to the cold, sterile environment of the sensory decks. I stop for a moment to look through the glass at the rows of lush green plants, their leaves glistening under the soft violet glow of the growth lamps. It is a small piece of our home world, carefully tended and nurtured in the middle of the stars. I think about the cycles of life and growth, how they continue even here in this artificial environment. The plants don't know. They are orbiting a diamond planet, millions of miles from their ancestral soil. They simply grow, following the light and the nutrients we provide. There is a simple beauty in their resilience, a reminder of the persistence of life. I feel a sense of gratitude for this small green sanctuary in the heart of the station. I continue my walk through the habitation, ring, the silence of the night, feeling heavy and peaceful. I see a few other crew members moving quietly through the corridors, their faces illuminated by the soft glow of their handheld devices. We exchange silent nods, a shared understanding of the quiet work of the night shift. There is a sense of community here, a bond forged by our shared isolation and our shared purpose. I reach the observation lounge, a wide open space with massive curved windows that offer a panoramic view of the stars. I find a comfortable chair near the window and sit, watching the distant flickering lights of the other stations. The cluster is a constellation of our own making, a new map drawn in the darkness of the void. I feel a sense of wonder at how far we have come and how much we have achieved. I look down at the planet below and see the faint shimmering glint of the diamond crust reflecting the light of Copernicus. It is a hauntingly beautiful sight, a world of crystal and fire suspended in the blackness. I can almost feel the quakes again, the sharp, ringing vibrations echoing in the silence. It is a world that is constantly changing, constantly being reshaped by the forces of nature. We are merely observers witnessing the slow unfolding of its history. I think about the future of this outpost, the discoveries that are yet to be made. We are only scratching the surface of what this world has to teach us. There are secrets buried deep in the diamond mantle, mysteries that will take generations to uncover. I feel a sense of pride to be a part of this mission, to be one of the first to listen to the heartbeat of a diamond world. It is a legacy that will endure long after we are gone. I feel the weight of the day beginning to return, the quiet of the lounge helping to soothe my tired mind. I close my eyes for a moment, letting the soft ambient sounds of the station drift around me. The hum of the life support, the faint clicking of the thermal expansion in the hull, the distant muffled voices of the crew. It is a peaceful and familiar soundscape, a lullaby for the weary traveler. I think about the stories we will tell when we return to Earth. The tales of the diamond quakes and the shimmering, crystalline landscapes. We will speak of the silence, of the void, and the beauty of the stars seen through the windows of an orbital home. We will share the knowledge we have gained, the insights into the workings of the universe. But for now, these stories are ours, alone held in the quiet of the night cycle. I open my eyes and look out at the stars one last time. They seem brighter, out here more vivid and more numerous than they ever did on Earth. It is as if the absence of the atmosphere has revealed the true magnitude of the cosmos. I feel small in the face of such vastness, but also connected to something infinite. We are all made of stardust, after all part of the same grand design. I stand up and stretch my muscles, feeling stiff from the long hours of the shift. It is time to head back to my quarters, to find the rest I need before the next cycle begins. I walk slowly through the lounge, my footsteps the only sound in the quiet space. The station is a world of its own, a self-contained ecosystem drifting through the darkness. It is our home and our sanctuary in the middle of the void. I reach the elevator and press the button, the soft chime echoing in the empty hall. The doors slide open with a quiet hiss, and I step inside, feeling the gentle pull of the artificial gravity. I descend toward the habitation decks, the smooth motion of the elevator helping to relax my body. I feel a sense of completion, a feeling that the work of the day is done, and that I have played my part. As the elevator reaches my floor, I step out into the familiar corridor, the soft amber lights welcoming me back. I walk toward my cabin. The sense of peace I found in the sensory chamber still lingering in my mind. I reach my door, and it slides open, revealing the small, comfortable space that is mine. I step inside, and the door closes behind me, sealing out the rest of the station. I am home, and the quiet of the night is waiting for me as I move toward the data logs for one final check. I sit at my small desk, the metal cool against my palms. The terminal wakes with a soft, melodic hum casting a pale blue light across the room. I open the final logs of the shift, the data from the carbon crust scrolling slowly before my eyes. Each line is a pulse, a record of the planet below, shifting and settling in the heat. It is a quiet language of pressure and time, written in the depths of a world made of diamond. I watch the waves of the seismic activity, the gentle peaks and valleys of the quakes. They are small tonight, mere whispers in the dark as the planet breathes. I feel a strange sense of connection to that distant world, a bond forged in the long hours of observation. It is a lonely place, but also a place of incredible beauty and mystery. 55. Cancri E is a world of extremes, where the temperatures are high enough to melt iron, and the pressure is enough to turn carbon into diamond. It is a world that challenges our understanding of the universe and our place within it. I think about the scientists who first discovered this planet, the excitement they must have felt as they realized what they had found. And now here I am, monitoring its every move, a quiet observer in the vastness of space. The data tells a story of a world in constant flux, a world that is always changing and evolving. I see the patterns in the quakes, the way they cluster around the tectonic boundaries, the way they echo through the mantle. It is a complex and beautiful dance, a symphony of stone and heat. I feel a sense of awe at the power of the forces, at work, the sheer magnitude of the energy being released. And yet it is also a very quiet and peaceful process, a slow and deliberate unfolding of the planet's history. I record the data with care, knowing that it will be used by generations of scientists to come to unlock the secrets of the cosmos. My eyes feel heavy. Now, the long hours of the shift finally catching up with me. The soft light of the terminal is soothing, and the hum of the station is like a lullaby. I find myself drifting off for a moment, my thoughts wandering to the stars and the mysteries they hold. I think about the other worlds out there, the ones we have yet to discover, the ones that are waiting for us to find them. I feel a sense of hope and excitement for the future, for the possibilities that lie ahead. We are just at the beginning of our journey, and there is so much more to learn and to see. I shake myself awake and focus back on the screen. There is one last set of data to review the readings from the deep mantle sensors. These sensors are located miles below the surface, and they provide us with a glimpse into the very heart of the planet. The readings are steady. Tonight, with only a few minor tremors to report. It seems that the planet is in a period of relative calm, a quiet interval in its long and turbulent history. I feel a sense of relief, knowing that the station and its crew are safe, and that the work of the day is done. I close the final logs and power down the terminal. The room is plunged into darkness, except for the soft glow of the emergency lights. I stand up and stretch my muscles, feeling the tension of the day begin to melt away. I walk toward my bunk, the soft carpet under my feet, a welcome sensation. I lie down and pull the blankets up to my chin, feeling the warmth and comfort of my small home. The station is quiet now. The only sound, the faint hum of the life support and the gentle clicking of the thermal expansion in the hull. I close my eyes and let the sounds of the station wash over me. I feel a sense of peace and contentment, a feeling that I am exactly where I am supposed to be. I am a part of something larger than myself, a part of a grand adventure that is unfolding across the stars. I think about my family back on Earth, and I hope that they are safe and happy. I miss them, of course, but I also know that the work I am doing here is important and that it is making a difference. I am proud to be a part of the orbital community, to be one of the many people who are working to build a better future for all of us. As I drift towards sleep, I find my mind returning to the diamond-quakes. I can almost feel the vibrations of the planet below, the soft, rhythmic pulsing of its crystalline heart. It is a comforting thought to know that even in the vastness of space there is a world that is so alive and so vibrant. I feel a sense of gratitude for the opportunity to be here to witness the beauty and the wonder of the universe. I am a lucky person indeed to have found my place among the stars. I think about the early days of the colony, the challenges the pioneers faced as they worked to build a home in the void. They were brave and determined, and their legacy lives on in all of us. We are the heirs to their dreams, the ones who are continuing the work they started. I feel a sense of responsibility to honor their memory, to do my best to contribute to the success of the mission. We are all in this together, and we must support each other as we face the challenges of the future. I can feel the artificial gravity gently pulling at my body, a constant reminder of the technology that makes our life in space possible. It is a marvel of engineering, a testament to the ingenuity and the creativity of the human spirit. We have learned to master the environment of space to create a world of our own in the middle of the void. It is a remarkable achievement, and one that we should be proud of. I feel a sense of wonder at the things we have accomplished, and at the things that we have yet to do. I find myself thinking about the silence of the void, the vast empty spaces that lie between the stars. It is a silence that is both beautiful and terrifying, a reminder of the vastness of the universe and our own smallness within it. And yet it is also a silence that is full of potential, a canvas upon which we can paint our dreams and our aspirations. We are the architects of our own destiny, and we have the power to create a future that is limited only by our imagination. I can feel the steady beat of my own heart, a quiet rhythm that matches the pulsing of the planet below. We are all connected in some way, all part of the same grand design. I feel a sense of unity with the universe, a feeling that I am not alone in the dark. There is a light within all of us, a spark of divinity that guides us on our journey. I am at peace with myself and with the world, and I am ready to face whatever the future holds. I think about the morning that will soon come, the start of a new cycle and a new set of challenges. I am looking forward to it, to the opportunity to continue the work I have begun. There is so much more to discover, so many more mysteries to solve. I feel a sense of purpose and direction, a feeling that my life has meaning and value. I am a part of a great adventure, and I am excited to see where it will lead. I can feel the last of my strength beginning to fade as I prepare to enter the deep sleep of the stars. My mind is quiet now, my thoughts as still as the void outside. I am ready to rest, to let the dreams of the universe take me away. I feel a sense of calm and serenity, a feeling that all is well. The station is my sanctuary, and the stars are my guides. I am home, and I am safe, and I am at peace. I think about the diamond-quakes, one last time, the way they shimmer in the dark, the way they echo through the world. They are a reminder of the beauty and the power of the universe, a testament to the enduring strength of the human spirit. We will continue to watch and to listen, to learn and to grow. We will continue to explore the mysteries of the cosmos, and to build a better future for all of us. And we will always remember the quiet beauty of the night cycle and the peace that we have found among the stars. I can feel the soft embrace of sleep pulling at my mind, a gentle tide that is carrying me away. I let myself go sinking into the darkness with a sense of gratitude and hope. I know that the morning will come and that the work will continue. But for now it is time to rest, to find the peace that I need to face the challenges of the next cycle. I am ready and I am at peace. The final logs are saved, and I feel the last of my strength beginning to fade as I prepare to enter the deep sleep of the stars. The lights in my small personal quarters have dimmed to their lowest setting. It is the time of the long shadows, when the station feels most like a living thing. I can feel the vibration of the structural beams, a low frequency hum that settles in my bones. Outside the horizon of 55, Cancri E is a sharp, jagged line of carbon and crystal cutting through the blackness. The planet is turning away from the sun, now hiding its brilliant face in the cold dark of the night cycle. I watch the last of the telemetry scroll across my handheld pad. The diamond-quakes are subsiding, for now settling into a rhythmic pulse that mimics a heartbeat. It is strange to think of a world so violent and yet so beautiful. We are perched here on the edge of the impossible, watching the slow dance of geology on a scale we can barely comprehend. The data is safe, tucked away in the core memory, waiting for the morning shift to begin their analysis. I set the pad on the small magnetic shelf beside my bunk. The metal clicks, a soft, reassuring sound in the stillness. My breathing has slowed, matching the steady cycle of the air processes. It is a quiet music, the sound of survival in the void. I feel the weight of the day lifting from my shoulders, replaced by a heavy, comfortable exhaustion. The station is my cocoon, a thin shell of steel and glass, protecting me from the infinite. In the corner of the room, a small hydroponic unit glows with a soft violet light. The leaves of the lunar mint are still, their edges silvered by the artificial dawn. I can smell the faint, earthy scent of the soil, a grounding presence in this world of metal and vacuum. It reminds me of home, or at least the idea of home that we carry with us across the stars. We are gardeners of the dark, tending to our small patches of green in the vast grey of the cosmos. I lie back and look up at the ceiling, where the faint reflections of the exterior lights dance. The station is rotating slowly, a gentle spin that provides us with the illusion of gravity. It is a fragile thing, this life we have built here, and yet it is resilient. We have learned to live with the quakes, to listen to the language of the planet, and to find peace in the middle of the storm. The diamond world is not our enemy. It is simply a neighbor with a very different rhythm. I can hear the distant clatter of a maintenance drone moving along the outer hull. It is a lonely sound, a series of metallic taps that echo through the frame. It is out there in the cold making sure our home remains whole. I am grateful for the machines, for the tireless sentinels that watch over us while we dream. They are our hands and our eyes in places where we cannot go. My thoughts are becoming fluid now, like the molten interior of the planet below. I think about the pressure, the incredible heat, and the slow crystallization of carbon into stone. It is a process that takes eons, a patient transformation that we are privileged to witness. We are but a flicker in the life of this world, a brief moment of consciousness in the dark. And yet we are here, and we are watching. I close my eyes and the images of the day begin to fade. I see the shimmering plains of graphite, the towering cliffs of diamond, and the deep, dark fissures where the quakes begin. It is a landscape of dreams, a place where the laws of nature are written in the most precious of materials. I feel a sense of wonder that never truly leaves me, even in the depths of my fatigue. The universe is so much larger than we can imagine. The air in the cabin is cool and crisp, a gentle breeze that carries the hum of the station. I pull the thermal blanket up to my chin, feeling the soft texture of the fabric against my skin. It is a simple comfort, but out here the simple things are the most important. A warm bed, a steady breath, and the knowledge that we are safe. The station is a fortress of peace, a sanctuary in the middle of the night. I think about the others, sleeping in their own pods scattered throughout the habitat. We are a community of explorers bound together by our shared purpose. We are the eyes of humanity looking out into the great unknown. There is a comfort in that, a feeling of belonging that transcends the distance from Earth. We are not alone, we are together in the dark. Outside, the stars are bright and steady, their light unfiltered by any atmosphere. They are the same stars that our ancestors looked at, but they feel closer now, more intimate. We are walking among them, now making our way through the celestial gardens. I feel a deep sense of gratitude for the chance to be here, to see what we see, and to feel what we feel. The station groans slightly as it adjusts to the changing thermal loads. It is a familiar sound, a gentle reminder of the forces at play. The diamond planet is pulling at us, with its gravity a silent tug that we feel in every fiber of our being. We are in a constant dialogue with the world below, a conversation of mass and motion. It is a beautiful balance, a delicate dance of physics. I am drifting now on the edge of sleep. The sounds of the station are fading into the background, becoming a part of the silence. I can feel the heavy pull of the dream world, a place where the diamond quakes are silent and the stars are within reach. I am ready to let go, to surrender to the quiet and the dark. The day is done, and the night is ours. I think of the morning and the first light of the sun hitting the solar arrays. It will be a new day, a new cycle of discovery. But that is for another time. For now there is only the peace of the night and the steady rhythm of the station. I am at rest, and all is well in our small corner of the universe. The diamonds are sleeping, and so shall I. One last breath, deep and slow. I can feel the tension, leaving my body flowing out into the cool air. The darkness is a soft velvet curtain closing on the world. I am home among the stars, and the stars are home with me. The quakes have ceased, and the silence is absolute. I am sinking into the deep quiet of the orbital night. Good night to the station. Good night to the planet of carbon and light. Good night to the void that holds us all in its gentle embrace. We will wake to a new light, but for now we rest. The journey continues in our dreams. I am peaceful, I am safe. I am asleep in the heart of the stars. The final logs are closed, and the story of this day is complete as the station drifts silently through the endless night. Thank you for spending this quiet shift with me. Until next time, on Orbital Nights, sleep well.